Good afternoon, namaskar, respected panelists on the dais, and ladies and gentlemen who are doing extremely important work in the field of recycling, maybe all R's. Initially we started with 3R, but today it has gone to 10R. So I don't know how many R's would come. But the most important aspect is how best we do, first at ourselves, then the organization, and then from the society. And that is what today is a World Recycle Day, and we all came to celebrate here. But I think celebration would be always showing practice and more practicing than preaching. And that is what I think changed the world where we are today. I'm thankful to the organization, especially CSR Times, for inviting me here to share a few of my thoughts. As morning we heard that EPR, largely it is or the environment, climate change, plastic and everything. So I wouldn't go into more detail because we all are aware. But I would like to specifically highlight some of the initiative actions that we as a Goa Pollution Control Board have started, as a Goa state has started with the active support from government. Now, two things emerge. One is in morning they said leaders. He was talking about the proactive leader who could do something. And I would like to start. See, initiative of Goa Pollution Control Board is what is. And then one highlight you will say that the municipal solid waste, which are all practicing, it came 2016. But the one leader we had, I would say, unfortunately we had, is Mr. Manohar Parrikar, who was the Chief Minister of Goa. And you all know him as the Raksha Mantri, who started this Goa Non-Biodegradable Garbage Control Act in 1996, when he became a first-time Chief Minister. So he did that, and that is a way forward for taking this waste management. And I'll tell you, we have a Department of Waste Management, we have Ministry of Waste Management, and we have Minister for Waste Management. That he started in 1996. So that is a leader can make a difference. And then, and that is what the foresight he had of doing this. And really, at this forum, I would say that is something which had been emulated everything. And that led to the many initiatives which subsequent leaders, subsequent followers took it forward. When you see here, so once we are doing that, what is the circular economy? Say EPR, we are talking of post-EPR, but I'm kind of talking about the pre-EPR, mid-EPR and post-EPR, what a state could do with the leadership, again I'm saying leadership. Number two is a networking and collective responsibility. It's not a one individual cannot make a difference. Like all of us are here together to make difference and contribute individually whatever best we can. So we started this work with the European Union and GIZ, and Goa was the first state to come with the circular economy policy. That was, we did together. And in that, there were identified three categories which required to be focused as a Goa as a state. One, building and construction waste, which we are talking about. Second, marine litter, because we have a coastal state and where a lot of fishing nets were going on. And third is plastic waste management, marine litter and plastic waste. And third, you can say together, was the tourism. Because you all must have gone as a tourist in Goa. We get 4 times our population floating tourists. Floating population, what you call. And whatever they come to enjoy environment, God bless a state like ours with Western Ghat and the seashore. But while going, I'm not saying knowingly, unknowingly, whatever the litter is a bad for environment. And number two, next tourist who comes will not be able to enjoy that. So that is a big challenge for us, because after closing of mining, tourism is the biggest economic activity of the small state like Goa. And that is what we started as a policy for circular economy. Probably COVID times 2-3 days we couldn't do it, but we started doing that on a larger scale just 2 years back after. And again, I would say it's a collective effort. GIZ, European Union and TERI came together and we did first program on a fishnet recycling. Now, fishnet recycling is comprehensive efforts we made with the fisheries department, with the municipality, train what IEC activity we're talking about, because all the time Danda doesn't help. Rules are there, but difficult to implement in a state like India where you have wide population, different segments of people. It's difficult. So it's best to get along and do it. And I'm happy that we were able to make a pilot project, very successful fishnet. Now imagine the fishing community. They would just go and fish and come. Waste net, they'll just throw it out. They're aware. They entangle the fish. There are a lot of turtle nesting sites. They get entangled in turtle. They are ghost nests. However, they never had any person to collect it back. If they get money, certainly they will get it back. Number two, even certain places there was no place to store, because finally storage requires money. You require a space. So we fisheries department come together and we identified a storage space for all fish nets. We identified also through our GIZ and European Union. Especially I want to mention here Rachana Arora from GIZ, who took a lot of initiative doing this work. We work very closely. And today is a small film I'll show you based on time. It's only 4 minutes film, which I can show you how the success project we launched during the Delhi Sustainability Summit recently. With this, I'm just trying to speak with you the actual initiative that we started. Now, plastic waste is and EPR rules are there. My personal opinion again is good, but the rules alone doesn't help. And that's what you see. If all rules were very clearly implemented, we would have not seen so much plastic bottles, cans, and single-use plastic. Better not to speak here. We find all the roadside. That means there are rules, but there are problems in implementation. So what we did is, we thought something different can we think of. And we thought of doing something like deposit refund scheme. Deposit refund scheme again is, many of you go to Europe and you buy a water bottle, few cents they take as a deposit and they refund it. Quite successful. I think Germany all 80-90% they get it. In Scandinavian countries up to 90%. But because there is incentive money. I'll just tell you background also when I started thinking. In fact, this was my initiative, supported very closely by our Honorable Chief Minister, Pramod Sawant, and my non-term minister, who said, all technical you can take forward. And that proactive government, again, legacy of Mr. Padikarji, because today, whatever the waste management plant, which was started as a waste management corporation, again, he had a waste management corporation exclusively to deal waste management. And that is basically solid waste management. But however, all mixed waste is to come, because we have a lot of hotel industry. So here, just background, if you have, some of you gone to Goa, maybe in 90s or 80s, you buy a beer and they would take 2 rupees deposit for a beer bottle. So once your beer is over, you just return it back and they will refund you 2 years, 2 rupees back. I was wondering why this was not practiced later. So we have put an NGO to study as an incognito, because people don't give proper answer. And we realized earlier only one brand, Kingfisher. Today we've got 10 brands. So everybody has his own marketing. Kingfisher had, and we are talking reverse logistics. Kingfisher has a factory in Goa, and they were also collecting bottles back, and there were many brands came. So do not have the facility. Reverse logistics, what we're talking is very costly. We should appreciate it. Number two, the no dealer came, so they required a space to keep this empty bottle. Earlier, you see the dynamic market changes. Kingfisher could dictate them, but they were only the sole supplier. So later, retailers started dictating them. If you want to keep me bottle back and buy, I will not sell your bottles, I'll sell other bottles. So then the market dynamic changed. So when we got this, we said we cannot reintroduce the scheme same way as it was. So what we did next time is, we made a survey, market survey, and got the people to implement, think, what if you do a deposit refund scheme? How does it work? It is simple. I think I'll show you, it's a 60-second film that will explain you much better. But however, the process what we have started thinking is, let's make that deposit refund scheme implementable. We just do not want to copy Western model. At the same time, we do not want to copy what we were doing earlier. So the first step was to amend the Biodegradable Act, which made 1996, but that was not. So last assembly, we amended the Act for Biodegradable Goa Solid Waste Management Act and included other aspects Like there was concentration focus only on solid waste, municipal solid waste. But here we said plastic, cans, Tetra Pak, and going to the, what you call that, shampoo bottles and what you call that particular type. HDP. Yeah, all that was included. So amended the act. After amending the act, we also try to study what's the best possible way. And here is the scheme under an Indian model. The Honorable Prime Minister said, Vikasit Bharat, but by 2047, I think we cannot copy a Western model of just doing Vikasit and don't create, they had a problem. We need to realize early and how to come out of it. So in Europe, if you go, there is you deposit, but you have to go to a place where you have to deposit and the reverse vending machine. I think in Indian context is very difficult. I'm very happy that collective wisdom, all and complementary petroleum companies like IOC, HPCL, BPCL, when I spoke with them, they came forward. They said all petrol pump will give you one small space. So where there will be a collection point. That's one. Number two, but still then, many people would not venture to go there. So another system we are thinking of like our QR code linked to your UPI. So whatever deposit you keep, you pay, you don't have to go to the beer bottle, you have to go to same vendor. Today you don't have to go there. That's what we are thinking. Anywhere you go, just scan your with a mobile code and you will get your deposit back. But only you have to deposit a particular place. So in this process, we are thinking, as we are talking about the quantity you are getting in your EPR, all brand will get their plastic, your metal, your Tetra Pak, everything will come with a 1+. So it is in segregated form. People will not throw it out. There is incentive for the, I'm telling you, taxi driver, especially I'm talking one context. Taxi driver will not allow passenger, because if he collects and goes, he can collect the 2 rupees, 5 rupees, whatever deposit you have. So there is an incentive for everybody to give it back. Environment is one, but I personally believe economics will override as always environment. So incorporate economics everywhere. That is important. Environment you inbuilt into that economics. So this is the model we are thinking of. The film I'll show you shortly. Here also stakeholder. Now there is also question raised. In fact, I'm very happy, like WeCare is an association, I think, of plastic manufacturers. They came. So Godrej took a lot of initiative. In fact, Godrej is doing, I always want to acknowledge who come forward into good work. Godrej came first time, and I heard also Sampoorna Earth is one of the partner here. Sampoorna was doing some work in Goa. They were supported by Coca-Cola initially, but when the EPR came, they stopped. Then Godrej came forward. I appealed to them, and they are tired of, they are doing 3 municipal waste IEC activity and 30 village panchayat. That project led to also making them as a partner in identifying what could be a role of this scrap dealers or garbage, what do you call it, hand pickers, kabadi wala jo bolte aap. So we have, in fact, that is an interesting case study. When in future, Sampoorna Earth people can play it. They have said that how to get informal sector into the formal sector. And there's a good economic model. This case is also printed in Niti Aayog case study. So they came and did it. So in the process also, we asked GRI and GIZ and EU support a project for doing a people perception study. How much should be a deposit per bottle? And interestingly, all tourists gave a very low number, but local governments give such a big number, which I don't want to disclose this number because we have not started yet. Very big number. They said our environment will preserve. Let them charge heavy, let you collect and take it back. And we thought in this process, everybody benefited. Because garbage, another some connotation, I think this is a small case, has been last 2 years practicing Char Dham Yatra, if you are aware. Uttarakhand High Court, Honorable High Court is very keen. And then I sent my team, my member secretary and 4 people went there. The Ghodewala, who takes a yatris on top, I think they collect each and every bottle. Because they get that money deposited back. If everybody throws out, Ghodewala gets it. I said, if Ghodewala is doing, my taxi wala will be more active. And then tourist car, 75% also, tourist doesn't care for that 5 rupees, 10 rupees per bottle. 10 bottles, he gets 50 rupees. I think the garbage will not go into the sea. It will not go into drain. It will not go everywhere. Again, the good plastic, good bottle will come back into the circularity mode. Probably how to link with EPR, that we can think of over later. But that it will largely solve the problem. Okay, lack of time, I'll not go more detail. This is one of the photographs, like we are doing international such summit. Quite few of you must have attended it. So we released this report study in this season. We went also, next step was to now incorporate how to take this forward. So it is a pollution control board, Department of Environment, and I told you, special purpose vehicle called Goa Waste Management Plant Corporation, which has a 2 state-of-the-art waste management plant, waste to energy. We are collecting the hotel. So together, three agencies put together. See, my role is regulator, but I have been only finding municipalities or panchayat for not implementing. I think the result would have been not there. But today we have come together and we are working on it. So my end submission is, yes, some rules are made with a good intention. Well, I also get a lot of people saying that EPR portal is not working, it's not down, we are not able to upload. So I spend a lot of time in answering those queries for the EPR. However, can we think beyond, and can we get all stakeholders? It's a learning process. We go on changing, go on improving. With this, I wouldn't take time. Thank you very much.